Hello everyone! In this video I will show how to remove and replace the ball joint of these large control arms from the steering knuckle of the front suspension on an Audi A6. We'll figure out what tools are needed and how to knock the ball joint out without removing the steering knuckle or doing unnecessary extra work. What do I use to remove these ball joints from steering knuckles on any cars? Of course, a pry bar. I always use a hammer, and I also bought myself this bottle jack. It's very easy to use it to press out various suspension components. A very useful thing. You also definitely need a nut splitter, because not all nuts can be unscrewed and some of them get their edges stripped. But I believe the most important thing when removing ball joints is this kind of puller. Look, a seemingly simple puller, but it creates enormous pressure and the ball joints come out without any problems. I didn't quite guess the size. I specifically wanted to match this puller to the front suspension ball joints on Audi, where the control arms use a thick pin. This puller is most likely made for thinner control arm pins, so I slightly ground it down with an angle grinder. I think any puller can be modified like this. Just grind it a bit and that's it. Its operating principle is simple. The puller goes under the ball joint, then we turn the bolt, and one part of the puller presses against the ball joint and pushes it out, because very high pressure is created there. Now let's try in real life to press out these big control arms using this puller. The only downside is that there is a chance the ball joint boot may get damaged. So if you are already planning to replace this control arm, you don't really need to feel sorry for it. Now let's see if, when I start tightening the puller bolt, it will be able to break the ball joint loose from the control arm. The puller has already created a lot of tension here, but the ball joint still can't come out of the steering knuckle. Alright, I'll try tightening the bolt further. Hopefully it will work. Did I really do it? Yes, that was a pop. I can't even imagine. If it weren't for this puller, it would probably be completely unrealistic to knock this pin out. As you can see, the steering knuckle is located at the very bottom. Dirt is constantly flying here, everything is rusty, so everything seizes up solid. I removed one control arm, but there's another one down here. So now let's try using this puller on the second arm as well. As you can see, the boot has been torn for a long time already. I tried to patch it somehow, packed grease in there so dirt wouldn't get in as much. So now it's clearly time to replace this control arm. Everything is done the same way as before. We try to push the puller in as far as possible, because if you place it like this, it will press on the edge of the bolt and simply bend it, so you need to push it in as deep as you can. After that, we can safely press it out. The only downside, of course, is that we can damage the boot itself, because as you can see, pullers like this rest against the rubber and it can easily tear. But I think if it's already at the point where the ball joint won't come out, then most likely the control arm will have to be replaced anyway. Alright, everything is fixed in place, and now we're going to press out the ball joint. From above, as we can see, the top part of the puller sits well above the nut, so we can slowly start tightening the bolt. That was a hit. As you can see, the ball joint broke loose and came out without any problems. You can clearly see that the ball joint pin went downward. If it weren't for tools like this, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have broken the steering knuckle, the caliper, torn off all these hoses, and it's still unknown whether the ball joint would have come out or not. Look, the ball joint came out without any problems, and we didn't even bend the bolt. It's a shame, of course, that the boot is in such bad condition. Alright, that's it. If you plan to replace the suspension on your car, I believe a puller like this is absolutely a must-have. That's all. See you soon in the next videos.